Okay, it is 4 o'clock in the morning Central Time, and I'm responding to my guy who is in the comments who keeps saying, "Do not lie." I'm not lying. All these polls that I'm posting or the data I'm pointing to is coming from high quality polls, mostly Class A polls listed in the YouTube channel LTE. Let's Talk Elections. That's the guy I go to. Yeah, he's definitely a Democrat, but he's a realistic Democrat, and he's predicting much closer race than I am right now. Okay, based on the polls since the election, since the debate, Kamala Harris has sprung to a lead to the debate. The movement from the debate, not as much as I would have expected. I know I did predict before the debate half a point, and that's about where we are, about twice that. That was a pessimistic projection. I was hoping that the thrashing in the debate that Kamala Harris gave to President Trump would have changed more minds. But yeah, I gotta be realistic here, folks. This is a tough country. It's a tough map, and the fans of President Trump are fact free. That's fine. I have facts here. I could be wrong. There are some state polls, like in New York, that have moved a couple of points against Harris. But anybody who expected her to win New York by 25 points, that's kind of unrealistic too. New York is a diverse state. There's a very strong Republican upstate New York. They just can't counteract New York City's massive Democratic operation. That's all. It's quite simple. So here's the state of the race based on the polls. Now, right now, Pennsylvania and Michigan and Wisconsin are all pro-Harris by 1 point. I'm having all these toss-ups to see where we are. If the election was held today, we'd be biting our nails. But I think that the Harris campaign has much more resources. They just announced a $170 million ad buy, an increase in ad buys in Pennsylvania alone for $170 million, $80 million in Michigan and Wisconsin. These states are reporting slightly to the, Wisconsin and Michigan are currently reporting slightly to the right of Pennsylvania, but all three states have margins within the margin of error, but all have been solidly Harris since the debate, every single poll. So here's where we are now, 226 plus 34 leans plus 1, 226. Republicans, 219. Okay, and if the polls posted on LTE, which are, in my opinion, conservative, but come true, we're going to do a map based on that right now. Okay, state of the race right now based on me. Now, I've been alive for about 60 years, a little under 60 years. I've done a lot of elections. There's nothing like this election that you've ever heard of in your life. It is amazing. But we're going to go with Pennsylvania the way it is right now. And money is an important thing. Michigan, where it is right now, which is light, barely Democratic. Okay, that gets you to 270 on the nose, right there. Assuming that Nebraska, which has just had a scare about their election, they are not going to change their law and give their possible one electoral vote from Omaha. The state legislature has to have a majority of at least greater than one vote greater than they have right now. I think the state senate to change that. And that would just look awful in Nebraska. Plus, making Nebraska a winner-take-all state would just cost the economy a lot of money. Okay? North Carolina, my call is it's going to go, because I've lived there. I voted there a few times also. It's a strong Republican state, but I have the feeling that because of Robinson, he's going to drag down the ticket, and Trump's not going to go there anymore because he doesn't want to be seen as supporting the Nazi, the black Nazi, as Robinson is known. I mean, the guy's a nut. And Trump should have known better, but it's typical of what happens when Trump makes picks. He picks based on emotion, doesn't pick based on facts. So I'm going to award right now North Carolina just barely light blue, 16 votes to Kamala Harris. Okay, Georgia going light, barely right now to Trump. Arizona, barely to Trump. Nevada, barely to Harris. That's right now. That's my feeling based on the polls. It's a lot based on the guy who runs the LTE site. I have to admit that. But I never told you that, but I have facts. If you go to Let's Talk Elections channel and they have a Discord channel, you can argue there all you want. Please keep arguing with me, though. Please keep calling me a liar. I like activity here. Why do I like activity here? Quite simply, activity in this site gets me people to look at this channel, all right? So this is where I think it is right now. Now, where I think the election is going to trend, I don't think Ohio's going to move anymore. I don't think that, I think Arizona is going to go back to Harris, but right now I've got it 292 to 246. Now, all Harris has to do at a very minimum to win the election is the blue wall. And that's going to be hard, but she's got 3 times or 4 times the cash resources that Trump does. So I think she's going to win the blue wall. Now, if Trump continues to talk stuyot, that's Hebrew for foolishness, here's what I think is going to happen with the actual election. I'm going to flip 2 more states. I'm going to make Arizona light. I'm going to make Georgia light. Blue. And here we are. We get the 219 to 319 to 219, Harris. Now, 3 states that could flip, which I don't think will flip, are Texas, 4 states actually, Texas, Florida, and Iowa. I repeat, this is not my prediction, but this is possible if Trump doesn't stop the bleeding and start talking about facts. I don't think he's going to lose. Ohio is still now plus 10 Trump. I don't think that's going to flip. Texas could flip because Ted Cruz looks like he's going down. Only a 1 in 4 chance of this happening. But if Texas flips, it's all over. Now, the reason I included Arkansas, this is a very optimistic map for the Democrats. It requires a continued Trump collapse. He needs to continue talking about cats. Now, I will say this, and I'm saying this to joke, and I'm also saying this because I think it's a really funny thing to say. No pets were harmed in the creation of this video. Not one pet was harmed in the creation of this video. I say that because it's just hilarious that Donald Trump thinks a electoral strategy includes the concept of going to Springfield, where the Republican mayor has disinvited him, and he believes actually that because he saw it on TV, that cats and dogs are being eaten by illegal Haitian immigrants. Problem 1, it's a lie. It's incorrect facts. The immigrants into Springfield, Ohio are legal immigrants invited by Springfield. Why did Springfield invite them? Because there was a labor shortage. They needed jobs to be done in the community. They asked for them to come there, and nobody ate anybody's pets. No missing pet reports in Springfield, Ohio. Not one pet is missing, except for some cat that got hidden and got in the basement by accident. It wasn't an outdoor cat. Poor kitty, but the cat was found alive. All missing cats in Springfield area have been found alive. And I just think that it just bears a question. Trump supporters, do you think that a guy who thinks that the cat story in Springfield is actual fact should be trusted with the nuclear weapons? I mean, look what's happening right now in the world right now. The war in the Ukraine versus Russia is continuing. The Russians are putting 1,000 to 2,000 troops a week dead into that war. Israel is attacking Hezbollah on a daily basis, and Hezbollah is firing missiles back. Israel has gone aggressive and gone positive, and they are beating the crap out of Hezbollah, which is turning out to be a paper tiger. And if they go in after the jugular of Hezbollah, then Iran could possibly get involved. Now, the Biden and I guess Harris policy on Iran is dead wrong. And it's rewarded the Iranians by giving them access to the money and incentives and believing in peace. There will be no peace. Iran does not want peace. Iran wants to destroy Israel, and Israel is the only country in the world that is dealing with that. They have crushed Hamas. Hamas can barely get a couple of bullets together to resist the Israeli occupation of most of Gaza that will remain occupied until every single hostage comes home. All hostages, all 250, 101 who are left, 65 who are possibly alive, will be returned before Israel even pulls a single soldier out of Gaza. But they have taken the Air Force and some of their reserve troops out of Gaza. They're holding the border. They're stopping the weapons. That's the supply of oxygen that's going to Hamas. So Hamas is defeated. Hezbollah has been whacked by a week, now 8-9 days of technological smashing. First, the pagers blew up. Then the walkie-talkies blew up. Then the Israeli Air Force started blowing up missile launchers. Then they started blowing up leaders. About 1,000 Hezbollah high-end officers have been wounded or killed. The top two levels of command have been wiped out in the past 8 days, and we've been pecking away at Hezbollah all summer. My wife has successfully made it from Israel to a third country and to Switzerland, and is now on a United States flight to come see me from Israel. Now all I have to worry about is my daughter and my son and my son-in-law and my son-in-law's family and all the other Israelis that don't have jobs in Israel, outside of Israel, that can sit here safely from the war. I was in Israel on October 7th, and it scared the crap out of me, and I still got PTSD. But go Israel! You're the country that is doing the right thing and taking on the terrorists. You're the only country standing up to the terrorists funded by Iran. I hope that Iran's nuclear program is dealt with shortly. Back to the map, though. This is the map that I think is wildly optimistic. Go back to the map. Roll this video back to the beginning of this video. That's the actual map I'm buying. 270 Harris, and the election was held today. You want to argue with me? You want to call me a liar? Show me a map. Give me a link to the map, please. Give me a link to the map, please. Give me a link to the map, please. I have facts. Where are your facts? This is a fact-based election. And by the way, thank you. Even the guy who's calling me, who's saying I'm lying 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 times a day, thank you for keeping it civil. We can disagree about this election without going wacko and jumping down each other's throats. We can disagree about this election without doing what the guy at my synagogue did, which is to threaten me with 2 9mm semi-automatic pistols and tell me I was evil and threaten to hurt me and ask me to go outside so he could beat me up. I mean, I'm disabled. I can barely walk some days. Oh, he's going to beat me up. Why? Because I'm evil when I voted for Biden. Yeah, I voted for Biden. I'm probably going to vote for Harris. I've already endorsed her. Get with it. Keep it civil, America. We can have this election without melting down. All right? So super optimistic prediction, Democrats 398, Republicans 140. Actual prediction, right today, just the blue wall. Nothing else goes Harris's way except for Omaha, Nebraska, 270 to 268.